All right. Hello, my friends. It is very dark looking. I'm try to do this. You'll see enough, I guess. It is your coffee and magic, and my goodness, what an energy time you're in. Oh shit! I think I'm just realizing I told you guys 8:30. I'm sorry. I I am time challenged right now, but it is late, and I want to get these to you. So here I am. I'm very sorry, but these are going to be your coffee and magic for the week of 9/16. Obviously, you know this already. It is eclipse season week, and we have the full moon in Pisces happening right now. Technically, depending on where you are, I think it's like 3 a.m., this following morning. Um, but the energy today was really wild, and I'm interested to know how it felt for you. As far as earlier this afternoon, I couldn't even walk outside. I felt like when I walked outside, um, it was like I was on shrooms or something. Like that's how it felt. Like it just felt so weird, so bizarre. I'm realizing also now that I probably sent out an email to the wrong group. Guys, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. All right. So let's get to it. We're going to start with Christine for your week. Look at this. Okay. Figures itself out. It's just been a wild energy guy. So we're going to start with Christine. Okay. So Christine, here we go. Cat, Merlin, and Novice. What a trio for you, my friend. All right. So, novice, obviously, we know, starting out on a new journey. It sounds like this happened, like things changed, right? And you're starting out in a new energy for yourself as far as how you navigate this world and your story. With that in mind, some supporting actors, a supporting cast of characters to help you in this new beginning of doing life the way you're doing this now. You have the Merlin and you have the cat. The Merlin is actually going to talk to you about tempering yourself, about balancing your energy so that you don't just like pop off and lose all of your energy. And the cat is about those boundaries with your energy. So the message here to help you in this new way of being and new adventure is to really watch where you spend your energy. Really? No. Watch where you spend your energy because if you just like shoot it off all in one direction, you're going to be depleted, especially during this eclipse season. So, this is obviously eclipse season message. Watch where you spend your energy. Do not spend the currency of your energy on just anything because while energy regenerates during eclipse season, not as fast. So, you want to be very specific and mindful of where you put it and just kind of have that be a new thing you do. Okay? It's like even like consciously say it. I'm going to put my energy here. And even if you're somewhere that you can't not be, but you don't really want your energy there, you can just like, I'm not really going to put in any more of my energy here. I'm here. I'll do what I need to do, but I'm not going to put any extra energy into this. Do you know what I mean? Like that. All right. Next up is caress. Why do I feel like you got this recently? All right, we have this is for you, caress. Fear, disruption, and the frog. All right, so major cleaning house vibes for you this eclipse season. It's like things aren't going to plan, but like you knew this already. Like it was already derailed, but it's like somehow it's becoming more derailed in a way that's making you kind of lapse into an old mindset of fear. Like your fear based reality is like showing itself. You know what I mean? And the antidote to that is to clear out old stuff, emotional baggage and physical baggage. Purge, 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 clear, clear, clear. I'm really feeling like, you know, how you're like, am I moving? Am I not moving? Pretend you're moving and like get rid of things that you wouldn't want to take with you on that move. Like that kind of a vibe. Like it feels like that's going to be the therapy you need to help get you out of this fear stuck mindset about this shift that has happened. Okay? It be poppin'. It be poppin'. All right. We've got Bobby. All right, Bobby. So things are moving for you too. You have the goblin and the deer. So things are moving. Notice I'm saying moving, I'm not saying shifting. Things are starting to finally progress. They're starting to move. It feels like you've had plenty of shifting, but shifting doesn't necessarily mean movement forward, right? Shifting is just, it's almost like you spent a lot of time like calibrating where you exactly want to be, and now you're like here and we're going. So that's happening. But then there's something else happening. There's a situation that is causing an ego eruption. Yours and others. I don't think this goblin is just yours. But your goblin is the only one you have access to discuss things with. So the antidote to the goblin kind of feelings happening there is to be a little bit gentle with yourself, to be kind and gentle with the situation, and try to find a diplomatic answer to what feels like possibly very like high. It feels like it's thought of as high stakes, but it's not really. It's just high emotion. You know what I mean? So, and maybe that's what is, you know, maybe this movement is causing this tension. Add softness to the situation. Softness is going to help the situation. Next up, we have Valerie. You're killing me. Let this dog out. Come on. I'm letting you out, and I'm not going to let you back in. I'll obviously let him back in, but not until I'm done here. All right, Valerie. All right, you have Queen, the Bee, and Truth. Wow. All right, so Valerie, we're sitting in our throne of feminine energy, which is not compliant energy. It's just flexible, and it receives and it watches and it multitasks. Okay. So you're sitting in this seat where you really have a good vantage point of everything that's going on, and you're just kind of taking it all in. There's nothing for you to do this eclipse season. It's literally just be. Stay in who you are, be exactly who you are, and really maintain that seat within yourself of like, you know, and you have really exciting good luck vibes your way. Love that. All right, next up is Tiffany. Is that Eli? You need to have either a slice of pizza or some chicken. Tiffany. I'm telling you. So one of those weeks. It's only Tuesday. Oh, Tiffany. All right. You have the horse, the cow, and the raven. And Justin, please keep that volume down. I'm doing something right now. Close the door.
Okay, how much should I do for the air fryer for the pizza?
2 minutes at 350.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Tiffany. Raven, cow, and the horse. So things feel like they're really moving right now. And again, not a whole lot for you to do necessarily, except to make sure that you are reminding yourself of your own magic, receiving, because you've been asking, right? You've been asking for a lot of things. They're coming. Will you allow them to come? Keep allowing them to come and ask for help, right? That's an action. But like you're in a position right now where things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And you will need to delegate. You cannot do all of these things yourself. So, with that in mind, allow yourself to receive and trust your magic. What things can you do on a daily basis to remind yourself of your magic? And one of my suggestions would be to, like, every day list one or two things that you've done that day that you did a really good job at. Just like, I did a really good job at this. I don't care how small or big it is. Just have a little somewhere that you just keep listing. So by the end of the week, you should have like 20 things, right, that you did awesome that week. And you can kind of look back at and be like, look at how magical I am. Like, use the data. Next up, we have Kit. Oh my. Okay, Kit. So similar to some others, we have the novice, the queen, and the movement. So for you as well, things are starting to move in this new direction. Conventional wisdom says that since this is a new direction, you should be unstable and not sure of yourself and just like, kind of wobbly, right? Whew, not you, not this time. This is the energy you're bringing to this adventure. You've spent enough of your time feeling like you are the novice in every situation, right? You don't need to do that anymore, even though this may be an arena that you feel you haven't been in before. You are not the novice. You are the mistress of this energy, okay? Like you are mastering it. And the queen is not boastful, she's not forceful. She's confident in her abilities. And that is the energy to bring to this new movement for you. All right, Susan, you ready? So Susan, I am shuffling. Susan, you have disruption. You have the raven. You have the cow. All right, so remember what disruption means. It means that something has happened that was not planned by you and feels like it is interrupting what you want to happen. So disruption is negatively connotated, but it doesn't have a personality like that. It's just a shift. and you so happen to characterize it as negative because you think you should be shifting left, not right. You know what I mean? So whatever this is, Susan, whatever happened here, all you need to remember to navigate this shift, this redirect, is to, just like I told Tiffany, stay in your magic, remind yourself of how magical you are, and allow yourself to receive the things that you've asked for. Because I think what is happening here is that you've been asking for things and they're actually happening, and that is freaking you out. So it's a good problem to have. All right, Allison. Like, welcome to my night. Like, it's not dogs. It's I'm taking it over and under or whatever they call it. Some bets on if I can finish the rest of this without another interruption. All right, Allison. Let's see what we got here. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say anything. Do you see that? Oh, I'll read them to you. Death, restriction, and letting go. And a fourth, for good measure, perception. Oof, magoof. All right, Allison. So it feels like things have really hit some sort of a patch this week or are about to, and it's an ending, right? And it's a release, and it's a feeling of stuck, and it's a feeling of what the fuck it feels like to me. um I think the question to ask here is, are you willing to release the part of your personality that is connected to a trauma that has been defining you? Let's see it again. Are you willing to release the part of your personality that is connected to a trauma that has been defining you? That's what I'm feeling for this. So kind of sit with that for this eclipse season. Are you willing to release part of your personality that is connected to a trauma that has been defining you up until this time and clearly is ready to go? Because otherwise, it looks like it's gumming up the works around here. Janelle. You better shuffle these cards really good, huh? All right, Janelle. Goblin, stag, and the bee. So, okay. What this feels like we're on a little bit of a ride. Nothing bad necessarily, because here's what's happening. Whatever the situation is, it's happening. It's like your own bullshit coming up, basically, right? Like you're fine. Like this, it's totally fine. Your your old stuff is coming up, and that's okay. Like, who's triggering it, right? Probably everybody right now. Just a bunch of old stuff coming up, just old feelings, and like a little bit of inadequacy, a little bit of like imposter syndrome feelings, a little bit of who am I anymore? Like who's like what's going on, right? And this ego stuff will try to take you back to the most inobtrusive previously known model of self, right? Like the one that feels safest to your ego is probably a little boring at this point, right? So allow yourself to just sit with the fact that you're triggering your ego because you're getting so big. And that's not a bad thing. The cure for this one, or the some steps to help, Stay in your power. That doesn't mean overpowering anything. Stay in your own. Walk into the room. Take up your space. Be a kind leader. Everything will work out with that energy. Julie, the spider, the frog, and the cat. And this is for Julie. So spider, frog, and the cat. So spider is your creativity happening, right? It's like projects, just weaving your web, creating, creating, creating. While you're in this space of creativity, it's also a great time to ask yourself if the physical space and the mental space you're residing in could use a little clearing out to make room for more things that you can create in this space. Because right now, it's like one of those things where you can hang on to a bunch of stuff that you think you're going to need in the future. But that stuff ends up taking up a lot of space, and you may then find something really cool that then you don't have space for because you're holding on to an old something, right? So it's kind of like that. It's going to give you a big energy boost for your creative projects if you can clear out some old stagnant energy. And with that in mind, much like I said to whoever else got the cat, during this eclipse season, you really need to be careful about where you put your energy. Don't just unconsciously put your energy places. I'm going to put energy here. I am not putting energy there. Like, use no as a full sentence because you can't afford to be hemorrhaging energy right now on things you don't want to develop. Okay? Don't put energy into things you don't want to develop. All right. There's my thing. And you, God. Water fairy, the butterfly, and the merlin. All right, so finally we get a Pisces connected card. So water fairy, I don't know if you have any Pisces in you, but it's feeling very watery for you right now. Like very dreamy, soggy, feely, maybe like reminiscing about some old stuff here and there. But also not. It's like weird. It's like it kind of vacillates between that dreaminess and a harsher, more solid approach to this energy. Whatever is coming up for you during this eclipse season is really meant to be alchemized by you. So whatever emotions come up they're a gift for you right now to be alchemized into a different energy, something that you want to use. Think of the energy you're generating through your feelings right now as raw. Oh my god, my brain. Raw materials that you can turn into anything you want. You are getting so much raw material right now. And you can take that, you can turn it into, alchemize it into an energy that you will be using. The outcome of this is very, very good and it's very, very beautiful. So, this next 2 weeks are going to be very interesting for you as far as how you take your feelings and allow the distilled energy from those feelings to propel you forward into the creating of your dreams. I love that for you. All right, my friends. I will see some of you tomorrow for workshop, and we will do all the magics. The rest of you, I love you. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and happy eclipse season.